Hey everybody. So last night, you getting through the grapevine, I feel like there's numerous YouTube channels that help correlate messages between me and Joy's channel. I still have not seen her channel in over 6 months. So I have no idea what they've been talking about or what she's up to or anything that's going on there. All that I talk on and all that I share with you guys, like I said, it comes from like a grapevine of different people on the internet. So last night, through one of those avenues, I saw a video talking about what I feel my intuition's picking up on. It's crazy to say, man. Again, I don't know. I could be totally off, but what I saw seems like there's a possibility that Joy and Ocoma both have feelings for me, and that there's a possibility of them, like, there's a lot of they're from the video I watched yesterday, there was talking of a lot of tension between them two over having feelings for me, so much so that it has the possibility of like breaking up their friendship. And I mean, this is part of the stuff that I really don't like when it comes to just relationships and how we do things. It's modern, like it's this culture here in America. It's this like, oh man, it's mixed with sex and toxicity and jealousy and people, feeding for attention. I mean, it's a whole bunch of different things, but like when it starts breaking friendships apart, that's when I don't like that, man. And that's already kind of, I'm not blaming on anybody or anything. I know we're living in crazy times right now, but I already experienced stuff regarding my friends concerning Joy, and it's not, I mean, and I'll just say this, like, from my perspective, what I would have liked, having seen that and now having time to sit back and reflect on that, what I've liked to have seen is for my friends to have come to me before they tried hitting on Joy. My brother too, because he did the same thing. I saw all you guys. I just didn't say anything about it. Y'all should have just came to me first and been like, hey, Brian, I know you've talked about having feelings for this girl, very deep feelings, but I too have feelings, man, and it's like, I respect you, so I don't want to just fucking, walk over you and just start talking to her, and because that could obviously fuck things up between us. So instead of that, I want to just come to you because I can't deny what I'm feeling, but at the same time, I don't want to betray you, because in my opinion, that's a betrayal. Like, if you know that your friend who found somebody first, has feelings for this person and they're still working on it and this and that, and then you find this person from that person and you like, oh, I kind of like her too. And instead of talking to your friend who you've known way longer and who you only met this other person from your friend, you're going to just, put him on the side and say, fuck my friend. I'm just going to go and try to, communicate with this girl whom he likes. And without even thinking about the consequences of what would happen if, like, you two got together, like, what would that do to your friendship? Like, that's what bothers me about it, is people, and that's also the state of humanity, is us just doing things without thinking about the effects of others. So, I find myself in a very, because I'll be honest, I see where Ocoma's coming from, like, using my mind, and like, I don't know, but I'm just picking up on intuition and why these things are going this way. And like, I know I've seen Ocoma, like, in the past and this and that, she's always been around, and so I could see where from her perspective, she's spending all this time with Joy, and Joy's probably speaking about things a lot because she likes to talk, and Ocoma's listening, but Ocoma's also very good about letting her know how she feels about shit. So, I could see Ocoma, seeing Joy talk about, spend all this energy and time speaking about me, and Ocoma's like, well, fuck, girl, like, if you really like this dude, fuck, why don't you do something about it, and then I also know Joy, at least in the past, and also through the grapevine, I'm feeling like she's been flirting a lot with other men, entertaining even other men, and Ocoma, so she's sitting here watching Joy, flirting and entertaining other men while also hearing her talk about and spend time, like, really, about me. And so from my Ocoma's perspective, it's like, girl, you ain't being real. Like, you say you like this dude, you talk about this dude all the time, I feel like you like this dude, but at the same time, you're flirting with all these other dudes. Like, and I don't like that because for a number of reasons. For me, like, that's just for somebody who doesn't know who they really are, which it's not only that too, it's also like, I mean, it's that, but it's also like, for me, I don't like that's just not my style. I don't like I know what I like, and I don't like focusing on many different things because it takes away from the thing that I really like. So if I'm trying to talk to one girl, but I'm also like, oh, then this other hot girl walks along my path and it's good right here in the moment, I could, help myself in this moment by, adding more pleasure into myself by flirting with this girl and having this beautiful, whatever, I don't even know if you call it beautiful, but engaging stimulation with another human being in the moment. But in doing so, I'm going to further disconnect myself from the thing that I really love and want, which would be joy. I'm just using that as an example. And I think she'd be doing that with other men. Ocoma's watching her do that, and she's like, well, it's like, you gotta make up your mind. Like if you really want something, you go after that shit. You don't just keep playing with all these other things, thinking like you have all this extra time in the world. Like it's not cool. And it's also not cool to the other dudes because you're flirting with all these other men. And when you do that with other men, it gets thoughts in their mind thinking like, oh, maybe I got a chance with joy. Maybe there's something I could do. So they're going to continue trying to perpetuate that relationship with you when in your heart, you're really just doing it to pass time. So that's fucked up to do to them, in my opinion. And I've done this shit too. So I'm not saying I'm innocent of these type of things. And that's part of the reason why I know it's not, to me, what I like to do, because it's just not perpetuating more love. It's not even bringing me closer to love. It's actually perpetuating more fakeness, in my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, so it's like, yeah, I feel torn again, like, because I can see where Ocoma's coming from, and a part of me likes, I'll just be, I still think Joy is my soulmate and this and that and all these things, but sometimes I have trouble feeling like I can trust her. I just do, and I'm sure she's probably had the same things with me. So I'm not saying that from like some type of a vantage point, like where I'm something to be completely trusted, no. But when I think about Ocoma and her energy and these type of things and just that type of personality, like, I don't know, there seems to be a little bit more of a trust there, but I would never want to engage in that with her because of the prior relationship I've already had interactions I've had with Joy. Like, it just wouldn't be right. But I respect where Ocoma's coming from and like being like, hey, girl, if you really want to be with this dude, you should just really be with this dude and stop trying to fucking around with all these other dudes. Because that's just being real. It's also being straight up. And that's, I also don't want, I'm 36 years old. Like, we ain't getting any younger. Like, it's, so, the more that you continue flirting with all this other shit out there, like, the more you're just, opening yourself up to other shit when you could just focus on something good and try to build that up and have something stable instead of all these passing, fleeting moments of flirtation and promiscuous sex. And it's another thing, it's just all this sex energy. I pick up on a lot of sex is good, but I mean, it is like a drug, man. It's like a fiend, and like the more, it's like when I jerk off, I don't watch porn anymore, but I still jerk off. So like the more I jerk off, the more I want to jerk off. So it's like, we do have a problem with fucking too much. We do. Here in America especially. Sex is all over the place, and I see a lot of females walking around with eyes just fixated on sex. I see females walking around with their dudes, like slightly behind their dudes, and they'll stare at me, eye fucking the shit out of me, while walking with their dudes. And it's like, yeah, I see this almost every day. And it's like, the state of America and mankind has really reached a very depraved state of being. And this is... it's just frustrating, man, on multiple different levels. And then for me to see this, last night, it's like, some dudes would be like, oh, that's cool, you got two girls that are after you. It's like, no, that's not what I want, man. Like, especially when it has the possibility of like separating a beautiful friendship that's gone on for years. It's not at all what I want. I didn't want my friends to separate either. I didn't want any of that shit to happen. But, because we don't know how to communicate with each other, we don't know how to be considerate of each other's feelings and just be honest with how we feel and be like, hey, man, like, I care for you, but I also have these feelings inside of me. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be honest with it and don't hide from it. Don't be jealous, try to do things from a perspective like, hey, we all want love. We all want a companion, let's all just try to work with each other to try to find the best fit for each other and maybe get some good work done in the process. So... all right, I love you guys. Y'all have a good day. Bye.